Capital Views is sponsored by Northrim Bank, Alaska Oil and Gas Association, ConocoPhillips, and Linden.
Hi, I'm Tim Bradner with the Alaska Legislative Digest, and welcome to Capitol Views. And welcome today to Lisa Parady, the Executive Director of the Alaska Council on School Administrators. Lisa, it's a heavy legislative session for education issues this year, just like last year. And there's a lot of education groups that are going to be active. There's the Alaska School Board Association, which is school boards, of course, the NEA representing the teachers. So where does the Alaska Council fit into this?
Thanks. And thanks for the invitation to be here today, Tim. Appreciated. The Alaska Council of School Administrators is a 50-plus-year-old private nonprofit whose sole focus is supporting public education. And of course, in Alaska, public education includes our neighborhood schools. It includes our charter schools. It includes our correspondence schools. So we represent all superintendents, all principals, elementary, secondary, charter, school business officials, and essentially are the voice of school districts. And then we partner closely with the groups that you mentioned to really focus on the areas in education that all of us prioritize, like education funding, for example.
And Lisa, your own background, maybe you mentioned some of the things you've done, including working directly in education and teaching.
That's exactly right. I'm an attorney by background, and I have a doctorate in education administration leadership, and have, in addition to practicing law for a bit, have been a policy person for governors. I was a deputy commissioner of education. I have served on the North Slope Borough School District, superintendent, acting and assistant superintendent, and also currently am an adjunct professor for our university system. So have a lot of background in education policy, and have been in this role for 11 years. It's gone by fast. But when you're doing meaningful work, I think it does go by fast.
Well, if there's that's a good resume, Lisa, and of course a lot of things going on this year. But what you might mention some of the things that the council has done recently. We're used to hearing about funding issues and sort of bad news in education, but it seems like you folks have done some kind of innovative things.
We're trying. Our focus is on our membership, and public education takes all comers. We support all students. And right now, while education funding is the highest priority, really close second to that is recruitment retention. And we know recruiting and retaining our high quality educators and leaders is imperative to increase student achievement and really eliminate those academic disparity points for all of our students in Alaska. So this year, Alaska school districts had over 600 certified teaching vacancies on the first day of school, 24-25. And some Alaska schools did not even have a single certified teacher on the first day of school. So our reliance or over-reliance on our hundreds of emergency certificates, all of that compounds that we're in the worst I think, education shortage in the history of Alaska and the nation. So we really have focused on solutions. We are in the process of becoming the Alaska Educator Recruitment and Retention. It's actually Retention and Recruitment Center. ARC is the acronym. And it's really our commitment to ensuring every Alaska student has access to outstanding educators. So we've created the ARC Center, and it has three component pieces. And I'd love to just share a little bit about that. The first one is revitalizing educator hiring with the Alaska Teacher and Personnel Placement Office. That has moved from the University of Alaska to us. And we are focused on updating the technologies, broadening our outreach, marketing, virtual job fairs, really tailored support to help school districts find the best candidates for their schools. And then the second component piece is a international hiring agency. We do not have an in-state visa issuing agency. And so because we've grown more reliant on international hire, we want to address that demand for innovative recruitment solutions through ARC and are applying to be Alaska's international hiring agency, working on J1 and H1B visas. We're going to streamline this international process because we understand Alaska, and the agencies that are currently working here are New York and California and places that don't understand Alaska. So we just want to ensure that they integrate seamlessly into Alaska school communities and help that whole piece of what's happening in education. And finally, and it's the most, I think it's very exciting, is that the governor had a teacher recruitment and retention working group chaired by Dr. Barbara Adams, and they came out with a TRR playbook. And it's chock full of incredibly important strategies that we can start to chip away at. These actionable strategies for addressing educator retention and recruitment. And so we're doing that. For example, this session, I'm working with some legislators to bring forth a teacher recruitment retention bill that are focused on improving hiring conditions in the state and maybe breaking down some of the barriers that we see, maybe regulatory or statutory, to make it easier to come and work in Alaska. So at the end of the day, ACSA is committed to advocating for better pathways to recruit and retain educators, and we're going to push for policies and prioritize education to address the root causes of educator turnover. And hopefully we can start to make a difference in that scene.
Well, it's good to see something positive being done. I know a lot of school districts are particularly rural school districts, are hiring teachers from the Philippines and other places, and the reports are good that these people are motivated, they're well educated. The visa issues are interesting. I understand that a lot of them come on short-term visas, and then there's a delay in terms of getting the longer-term visas. So the certainty around this is important. So that would be a good area for you folks to work in, I would think.
We are becoming even more reliant on our international hires, and my understanding from working with districts is they're excellent teachers, and we just want to make that entire area, we want to operate within the guardrails, make it more smooth process for our districts and for the international teachers who are coming to Alaska.
Great. Well, Lisa, thank you for joining us today, and we'll continue the conversation.
I look forward to it. And as always, Tim, appreciate you and your reporting and appreciate the opportunity to be on today. Take good
Good.
care.
Thank you, Lisa. And thank you. This is Tim Bradner with Legislative Digest. Thank you for joining us with Capitol Views.